Good morning and welcome to the fall 2018 semester here at Northeast Iowa Community College. My name is Nathan Corderer. You can call me Nate, please. I will be your instructor here online this semester. Looking forward to working with you all. Wanted to take a second to say thanks for signing up for the class. Class is College Algebra MAT 120, and it will be happening in the online kind of environment. Um, Tell you a little bit about myself, I guess, really quick before we jump into the kind of the nuts and bolts of the class. Like I said, my name is Nate. I've been working here at the NICC campus in Kalmar since about 2011. So this is, I think, the 8th year that I've been here as a full-time faculty. I teach math. I teach environmental science. I also teach physics. And occasionally I'll teach some of the kind of the technology circuitry classes as well as needed. And so I'm kind of all over the place. I live in Decorah. I've lived there for, since about the time that I moved up to Northeast Iowa, I guess, so 2011. Just bought a little house last summer, so that's exciting. And I guess something interesting about me. I'm also a graduate student at the University of Iowa. I'm working on my PhD in science education right now. And I'm just about wrapped up with that, and so that's exciting, and excited to see kind of where that takes us next. So that's a little bit about me. I would love to hear from each one of you all to kind of get an introduction about where you're at and where you're from and what program you're in and who you are and all those kind of important things. And so there will be a space kind of in the class website here. If you click on the link up here at the top that says discussions, I'm going to post this video here in just a second under my initial post, and then you can come up here and hit new topic and add your responses to this growing list of introductions. And so this will be the place, welcome and introductions, where you should take a couple of minutes to introduce yourself. You can do it as a little video like I'm doing down here, or you can write something up. That's just fine. But I would love for you to kind of kick things off with an introduction. If we come back to the course home, there's a couple other things that I'll want to talk about here in this initial video, and we'll put together a few more as we go. If you come to the course page, course homepage here on the Brightspace platform, and you come down here under the first sort of heading, you see this announcement where I kind of introduce myself again really briefly, but then also walk you through at least the first initial steps about how to get into the actual course for this semester. And so Brightspace will be a place that you'll want to check regularly for announcements and those kind of communications, but we're actually going to be working largely from another online platform where a lot of the coursework is going to be done. And so if I click on this link here, Pearson My Lab Mastering, that will take me to this website here, and this is what it will look like when you first get logged in as a student. And so there will be a kind of a menu over here on the left that will have some options for you. We'll talk more about those later. Kind of the body of the course website here, and then you'll be able to go in and find things like homework, quizzes, etc. There's also going to be a digital copy of the book in here. To get into this environment, though, the Pearson environment, you're going to need to actually purchase a login and a password, and that will come directly from the bookstore, either in Piasto or here in Kalmar. And so you're going to need to go to the bookstore, and you're going to need to order or purchase the access for what's called My Lab Math. And so the bookstore folks should be able to get you sorted out there. That will give you a little card probably with a password and a login on it, and then you can take the numbers that you get off of that card, and if you click on the link that I have put together down here, this is a one-page handout that talks you through how to get registered and get logged in and get kind of started with the course. So I've attached that down here as an attachment. You should be able to open this up from Brightspace and walk through these steps. I highlighted step 4 here. This is one that's important. This will give you the instructor course ID for this class. And so it's my last name, first letter of my first name, and then this number 110 And so you'll need that as you proceed towards getting logged in to the class. Other stuff that you'll want to get familiarized with here for the first couple of days of the course. If you click on content, I'm back on the Brightspace page now. If you click on content, I've got a syllabus and what's called the course guide for this course attached in here as well. You might want to take a look at those things sooner rather than later. The syllabus will have some information about scheduling and things that you'll need to buy for the class, etc. I should mention too, I'll go back and change this so that it's not so confusing, but you do not need to buy a hard copy of the textbook for this class. You are also not required to purchase a calculator. So there are online calculators that we'll be able to use for this online class. There is a digital version of the textbook that comes with the password that you'll purchase from the bookstore. If you really, really want the hard copy of the book, you're more than welcome to do that, but it is not required. And since this is an online class and we're trying to be, as paper-free as possible, I would encourage you to take advantage of the online digital book that comes with the purchase of that password. So it says in the syllabus that the textbook is required. I will change that. The textbook itself is not required, but the password and the login ID, etc., to get into the MyLab environment is what's required. So I'll try to change that. If you flip down towards the end of the syllabus, though, here's where things that are probably most important for you. And so the calendar of events, what's going to happen and when. You'll see that the course starts Wednesday, August 22nd of 2018. And then the first week, or kind of, I guess you call it a half a week of class, I'd like you to get your head orientated around what's called the orientation to the textbook, or to the I guess what you call it, the online textbook. And so once you've gotten your password and your login ID purchased from the bookstore, then you can navigate over to the Pearson MyLab environment and then take the first homework assignment, which is going to be available starting August 22nd and will actually be due on the following Sunday, the 26th of August. And then the next set of assignments, this JITR, if you're looking at the book or on the calendar here, that stands for Just-in-Time Review. And so that is the first week and a half or so of the course. We're going to spend time reviewing content that you should be familiar with from previous math courses. So this is college algebra. It's kind of assumed that you've gone through and taken successfully intermediate algebra. And so this just-in-time review stuff that we're looking at in the first and the second and into the third week, that should all be review. You should have all seen this at some point or another. I'll be happy to help answer any questions related to that stuff, but we're not going to spend a lot of time lecturing or going over that material in a lot of detail because, again, it is assumed that it's a review. So the first couple of weeks you're going to spend poking your way through this just-in-time review material at the very front of the textbook. And, by the end of that third week, September 9th, you will have taken the first exam for this class. And so the calendar, I would get to know the calendar, get an idea of when the exams are going to be happening. We will move at a pretty rapid pace in here, and so you don't want to get behind at the start. So I would encourage you to get over to Brightspace, get your passwords and login IDs purchased from the bookstore, start to navigate your way around the Pearson website, and get to know your way around this calendar that's on the syllabus. Once you've gotten that done, take a minute to introduce yourself again in the discussion area, and I will post this video in there as soon as I'm done. I think actually for this first kind of initial video, that's probably all that I want to say. I will come back early next week with kind of some introductory material. How do you access the homework assignments? How do you do the homework assignments? What are some of the expectations that are going to be associated with that? And so, check back early next week, closer to the first day of class, and I'll have a secondary video in place. So again, my name's Nate. I really do look forward to working with everybody online this semester. I appreciate you signing up for the course. I want to thank you again for signing up for the class. It's going to be exciting, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach me. My contact's on the syllabus. All right, gang. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.